what needs to be done is the reuse of wastewater. Second is rainwater harvesting. So now I'll tell you what is the crisis in Bangalore. We have converted a landscape which was porous into paved surface. So that is where the problem is. So, and we have removed the interconnectivity among the lake. Had we maintained the interconnectivity, we would have addressed the flooding in the city. So we need to regain that, restore that. And if you look at the landscape of 740 square kilometer of Bangalore, way back in 1800, 1500 to 1800, the historical record says that we had 1452 water bodies, 80% green cover, and today we have 193 water bodies, and the water storage capacity of these water bodies is less than 1 TMC because most of the water bodies are silted. Now, I said our lakes are interconnected. First solution to the Bangalore is throw all those encroachers who are sitting in the Rajkaluways and lake bed without any mercy. 90% of our problem is solved. And people who think about this floodplain, keep them also away from the floodplain. Okay. Now, what are the causes? Unplanned, irresponsible urbanization. As a Bangalorean, we didn't want this urbanization to this extreme. We wanted it, but not to this level. And if you want to see this, this is how the growth has happened. 1973, 68% green cover, then industrialization in 90s, IT-BT boom in the outskirts, then 2006 intensification, 2009 further intensification. Today, about 86% of the landscape is paved surface. And city has witnessed 1078% increase in concrete area. We lost 88% of vegetation cover, 79% of the water body. So, and this trend continues. The city is dying. Let us accept that. And we, and as a proud owner of the city, we are all responsible for that. So now, if you, as my understanding is that we have such for the carrying capacity of the region, in terms of both the supportive as well as the assimilative capacity. Okay, and we lost the porous space when we lost the vegetation of 88% green cover, and the water bodies, you can see that from 1973 to 2023, and today about 79% of the water bodies we have lost from 73 onwards. Okay, then that's how we made the city, the landscape which was a porous into the paved surfaces. Okay, now I thought that okay, maybe the information is missing for the decision making. That's where I developed the decision support system. Now sitting at home, you can see which lake is close by and what kind of and how the urbanization is happening in Bangalore, and also the solution for the Bangalore problem also I have put it here. This is the portal that talks about it. Okay. Now let us try to understand the wetland, because some of the Bangaloreans think that wetlands are not required. When I attend a meeting of this kind, people come up and say the Bangaloreans don't require lakes and wetlands. Okay. So to tell them that why we require the thing, at least wherever wetlands were there, the lakes were there, people are having the water less than 100 feet. And when the lake was removed, it went down to 600 feet in 5 years. Today, after 22 years of removal of the lake, people have gone down to 1,800 feet, but there's no water. But of course, we are searching for water on the moon. So, and the link between the lake as well as the groundwater also, if you want to know, some of the rejuvenation process where I was involved, for example, Saraki Lake. When it was rejuvenated within a year, I saw the groundwater table went up by 320 feet. I can challenge anybody on this data. And after 3 years, there is sufficient water in the lake, and the groundwater table is less than 500 feet, and temperature, because of the higher moisture content in the region, the temperature is the cooler by 2 or 3 degrees centigrade. When most part of the city is facing the water crisis, come to Saraki Lake, you don't see that problem. Okay? Then, if the lake is not polluted, what is the worth of it? You get fish, fodder, etc. to an extent of 10,500 rupees per day per hectare. If it is polluted, come down to 20 rupees per day per hectare, and people who depend on the lake are the ones get affected because of that. And if you want to see the temperature linked with the lake, when the lake and vegetation cover was there, temperature was 21 degrees in 90s, became 24 in 2000, and 28 in the 2010, and today it's about 36 to 39 degrees. When you move from the center of the cities in the 8 direction, you will see wherever lakes are there, wherever parks are there, the temperature is 2 to 3 degrees lower, which means the lakes and the green spaces help in moderating the microclimate. Okay, now when we remove the lake, naturally we have the music of the nature, that is the flood happens. When the other part of the year, you will have the drought. The same region faces the flood as well as the drought. And that is because of the removal of interconnectivity among the lake. And this shows how we have lost the interconnectivity among the lake. Okay, if you want to see any of this interconnectivity loss at that point, you will see inevitably you will see a very influential section of society sitting. Could be the film actor or the politician or some bureaucrat. Okay, now how the lake are being managed in the city? We dump the solid waste. We construct the lake view apartment in the lake bed itself, and we discharge the untreated sewage into the lake, and we think it is our duty to do that. Especially BWSSP has been so generous in enriching the nutrient in the lake, so that's what I noticed, that lake which was like this in 70s has become like this in today, and with the profuse growth of macrophyte, you see that fish population coming down. And these are the things, frost and fire have become quite common in the region. And how do we solve the frost problem or the fire problem? We do not look at the source, but we will try to avoid it by putting a barricade. And we think that we have solved the problem when the frost is not coming to the road. But unfortunately, that is the solution is only adopt for the 4 days. Solution is only for the 4 days. Now, if you are not worried about the quality of the water in the lake, we are going to pay the heavy price. That's evident from the food that is grown in the vicinity of the lake and the fish that is in the lake. When we analyzed, all of them had heavy metal. Now, the increasing kidney failure in the city is directly linked to the poor water quality in the lake. So that's why we have the dialysis unit in almost all wards in the city. Like we are also trying to set up the treatment plant in throughout the city. Now, the Bangalore Lake Information System also we developed. Now, this provides the information, the lake-wise, 193 lakes in the city we have monitored, and it gives you the water quality, the fish, algae, etc. in the region. And also we have put the encroachment details. How much encroachment has happened in each lake we have analyzed, and 98% of our lakes are encroached. Okay, and 92% of the lake receives the sewage, untreated sewage and industrial effluent. Now, what is the solution? One is wastewater treatment, and if you can create the water bodies in the region and have a mini forest in the region. If there is a well, there is a way. If you don't have well, you will have an excuse saying that Bangalore is completely concretized. There is no way we can have the mini forest in the region. And of course, sensitize the people. That is the environmental education, the last solution. Okay. Now, how did we do this one? So, now take the example of Jatpur Lake. Jatpur Lake, I was in the committee, the government said that they'll give the money to have the secondary treatment plant. Then what I did is I integrated the constructed wetland and algal pond. Last 10 years my students have monitored this Jatpur Lake. And Jatpur Lake and surrounding there are 300 wells in the region, none of them have a nitrate. So that may, and heavy metal. So that means this is the model to be replicated so that you get a tertiary treated water through the nature-based solution. And this gives you the amount of the nutrient that is being removed, about 85 to 90% of the nutrient is removed in the lake, in the constructed wetlands. Okay, and this is how the constructed wetlands are designed. Per MLD you need about 1 to 1.5 hectares. If you have less space, still we can manage it. Okay, so and many of the places I have given the design. Now, to summarize what I said is there's enough water in the city provided you know how to manage it. The city receives the rainfall on an average about 700 to 850 millimeter rainfall, which is about 15 TMC of water. City requires about 18 TMC of water. That means the 70% of the water required for the Bangalorean is available in the form of rain. The best option, in addition to root of harvesting, is to rejuvenate the lake and retain the rainwater in the lake. You are addressing the flood problem as well as the water problem. Then the second thing is, if you are treating the wastewater, something similar to the Jatpur Lake model, then you have the 16 TMC of treated water out of the 18 TMC of the wastewater that is generated in the city. That means 15 TMC because of rainwater harvesting, 16 TMC because of the wastewater treatment, you have 21 TMC. But this model can work only with the 5R formula. First R is the responsible citizen. If people are responsible, they will rejuvenate the lake, they retain the rainwater. Okay, and the Bangalore rejuvenation blueprint. The thing what we see when we talk about rejuvenation of the lake, I said that one is we need to decontaminate the lake. not beautify the lake. First is decontaminate the lake, then arrest the contaminant coming in the lake. But in the name of rejuvenation, what is being done? Beautification, jogging path, and some gym. That's the thing. They think that is how the lake will survive. But that's all the foolish way of interpreting. See, we think from our angle, not from the lake ecology point of view. And we looked at the what is the best option. Something similar to Chetpur. I proposed for Bangalore and Vattur Lake. Okay, and we also said that when you speak, you also have to give the solution. You cannot escape that. How much silt is accumulated in the Belandur Vattur? The silt plus sludge is about 11 million cubic meter. People said that is a problem to remove it. I looked at the nutrient content. I said that the worth of the silt is about 15,000 crore. Then we also looked at the quality of the silt that is there in the lake. The Vattur didn't have any heavy metal, and Belandur had some problem. So we said that Belandur has to be scientifically handled, whereas Vattur can be used for the farmers in the vicinity. Then we gave the 400 acres the farmers the silt. When I visited the farmers after 3 months, I see the bumper crop. Every farmer says that 1.5 lakh rupees they got the benefit of because of the silt, and they didn't use any fertilizer. We have the solution. The silt, what is there in our lake, has the nutrient which can be used in the agriculture field. We save the money also, and in the process, lake is also managed. That is what has to be done. And this is the kind of thing we talk about it. I am organizing a symposium called Lake Symposium once in 2 years. And this is going to be during 17th to 20th October 2024. You can come to my 3 days event. Some of them are actually taking to that. Do we have that? How many lakes like that are actually recharging the groundwater, and how many are not? How many are actually taking the water from groundwater?
We do not have a full definitive answer because you have several lakes as the TV is shown. So the problem is that the catchment, some experiments have to be done in every lake to see whether it is receiving or losing. So this is a characterization problem. Someone has to do. If we don't do this, we will be saying it will work, it will not work. So a system should have all the system data analysis, etc. I think some of this is critical.
Yeah, one query to Professor Ramachandra. Sir, you mentioned that a lot of studies have been done on lakes. One thought is whenever we have drought, I mean, as you rightly said, 93% is all taken off. Everything is encroached. The encroachment is probably happening because there's no water in the lake. So people come up with a layout. People come up plan with a lot of things. I mean, we've seen that in the past. So as what Veena suggested a while ago, tertiary treat it and then put it back to the lake so that you take care of the drought condition also, and then you take care of the normal condition also, I mean, on the worst case scenario. What do you say about that?
But that's what I talked about it. In the Jakkur lake, that is the thing. Rainwater plus the tertiary treated the wastewater. Yeah. That is where I said nature-based solution. Yeah. Having a constructed wetland and algal pond so that you have water throughout the year. Okay. So that is the
yeah.
Okay.
Before asking question, I'm Subramania. I have one question. I know it's more academic interest. Has somebody tried out to develop a 3D model to show where the earlier lakes or streams were flowing with all these encroachment and all the problems? What is that we can do so that something can be recovered and the path can be connected? Somebody has done any modeling study of that, reconstructing the whole thing?
No. 3D model we have developed for the Bangalore lakes, okay? And we know that whole are city. Just prove that you have a spinal cord. I will give you the data, you go and remove them. That's the solution required. And when I say you, we are all the stakeholders of the system. We all have the responsibility to raise our voice. We have been doing it, some of us have been doing it, okay? So that is what, if a lot of people start doing it, no one will have the courage to encroach the lake. See, they have no right to sit on the Rajakalway and deprive the water entering the lake and deprive the hundreds of people who are in the vicinity of the lake. See, that's what we need to question that. I've been doing it and some of us have been doing it.
No.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I am Dr. Sudarshana. I am from Data Science Department. Mine is like more the research part. So Ramachandra sir's lecture, you told about lot of paved roads and other things, but they are also much of a necessity. So have we done like any research on creating road materials that could be structural integrity is there, but also porous? And if at all it is there, will it be of any use? Like, I just-
Well, I am from ecology.
Okay.
I can talk only about nature and how nature friendly items you can have. Probably the shaker, I'm not sure.
Okay, I got both.
But let me answer the couple of points raised today. One is, as you rightly pointed out, the fragmented governance is the root cause of our problem. You need to integrate it, that's where the digitization and the technology helps in it. Coming back to this rainwater harvesting through the lake, we did the simulation of that. You know, for example, KC Valley, about 5 to 6 TMC of water can be this one. And rain doesn't come on one day. It has a distribution. So that way, when you simulate it, you'll be surprised to see that the kind of the balance that is maintained. You are drawing, then again you are charging, that is the thing. Now, coming back to the way the earlier rulers had planned the city. For example, during Maharaja period, if you are from Bangalore, you know that between the two roads, we used to have the plot, okay? That it could be about 40 by 108, and behind the thing, we used to have a conservancy lane where all the utility used to go. And in your plot, you used to build only the 30 to 35%. Other 60 to 65 used to be the vegetation, and used to invariably have the well. For example, when I work in Bangalore, some of the region, Kammanhalli, I see the similar plot there. And throughout the year in the well, I see a water. That is because the rainwater harvesting has happened during the thing, and there is a porous surface is there. That now today, since Madam has talked about paved surfaces, we have paved everything. We have blocked everything. Actually, we need to. My suggestion is, let us rejuvenate all the lakes in Bangalore without any excuse.
Next.
Second is create a mini forest in each ward of 2 hectares. You know, that will make that is a nature friendly intervention. Then of course the road, the footpath, you can have the porous, this one. You know, the people have worked on those things also. The road part, I guess, we are moving towards the more concretization, because that gives us a more money than the tar. So that way, I think unless you educate the section society not to make money, then probably the solution is much easier.
Please.
Dr. Narayana, the Department of Economics here. You see, we all talk about governance, but where is the local government? And we don't do anything on that. I just want 1 minute on this. I lived long in Trivandrum. There was a time, I don't know how many of you have heard of K.N. Raj. He said, one of the top economists, is no more. He sat in front of the secretariat along with a lot of intellectuals on a dharna, demanding that the state government have local elections. How many of us are willing to do that here? To have a local government. Otherwise, we will talk about governance, but if we don't have a local government, where is the question of governance? That's one. Second, Shekhar was mentioning about this, drillers having the database. Why don't we make it mandatory that once we have a local government, we demand that these be mandatory, a depository is created so that where this data is deposited. Thank you.
On the issue of governance, no doubt, governance is the most important, whether it is water sector or any other sector. I think governance is most important. I think one of the important among the institutions is governance. I think which is lacking. I think we appreciate that that is lacking in our country. I think, see, if you look at other developed countries, for example, Singapore and many other cities, I can give examples. They have done excellent work on governance. And but that is lacking. I think, government has to seriously take this, And the second point, Shekhar will reply on.
There's nothing to reply. I think your point is right. Someone has to bell the cat, that's all.
Any other questions? Sir, last question. Yeah.
Sir, it's not a question, it is a request to Ramachandra sir. What is the problem in outside in the market? There is a lack of capacity building in water body rejuvenation. Okay, because many people, because of that capacity building is not there, that's the reason what the consultant or what, I'm also a consultant. What they will do, just water body rejuvenation means put a fence, put a granite and put a this one. So why can't you, and also we will not learn in engineering also, this water body rejuvenation. We learn water supply, we learn airport engineering, we learn water resource engineering, but this water body rejuvenation, since I'm working from last 1 year, I'm hardly getting 1 or 2 persons who also doesn't know. And second thing, sir, I'm a basically water supply and sewerage expert. I have a software for water supply and I have a many engineers in the market. But this water body regeneration, hardly very 1 or 2 are there. And that to be the problem is what no, every water body is in a unique and the solution is a unique. So that much of availability is not there. For that reason, if you conduct some training on a capacity building, it will be really lot of helpful.
Thank you.
Well, this is a good session, but for your information, I've been doing the course on environmental management where I teach some of these concepts. The last 20 years, every year between August to December, that course is conducted. This is in addition to my regular teaching. Okay? And whenever there are requests, I have conducted a course for them, exclusively, workshop for them to train the youngsters. And even there are many people who are doing rejuvenation, they come to IISC without charging them. We have helped them. Okay, so that way we have helped them. That is, it depends on individual and the department associated with that. So that depending on that you can do. The lake rejuvenation, certainly we can give inputs, and even the recently some of the lakes which are being rejuvenated, either I am directly involved or indirectly, because someone who associated with that, they come to me, and BDA engineers come to me, and BBMP, they come and consult. And they know that when they make it a cement bowl, they'll have a tough time with me. That is where at least they are, and without fear I speak. If every Bangalorean starts speaking, then this concrete bowl formation of the lake will not happen. We should not allow the thing. That is also because of the governance problem. We have the lake being handled by KTC, the Karnataka Tank Development Authority, filled with only civil engineers. What will civil engineers think? Concrete.